No, no, no.
Alright, so I'm streaming. Kindly refrain from using the stink meaner parts of your soundboard for a while.
No, I'm done now. Oh, guess it's just us. I guess I'll get out of the bed. Yeah, really comfortable. Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Where are they at?
Where, oh, where could they be? Hello?
I'm gonna start yelling at them. What are we waiting on? We're waiting on Taro. We're waiting on
You might want to
Taro's
do a
here.
Wheel.
Taro's here. Can you hear him?
We're waiting on Wheel.
might need to do a recount there, bud.
Oh, he came in.
You sound weirdly disappointed.
You always disappoint me.
God, just tell me how you really feel. Jesus.
I didn't come back with the milk.
Just
I,
like my dad.
What do you think I am?
to be honest, you're kind of giving mixed signals on who you are.
I'm
I
your
am
real
your
father.
father.
I'm just gonna stop progressing with this line of thought. It's making me uncomfortable.
Hi, the pappy.
Oops.
Alright. It is almost time. You all ready for some D&D? Are you excited?
I suppose so.
I'm ready. Just like SpongeBob.
Maybe not just like SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure he wasn't ready in that case. I could be wrong, but something's telling me he actually wasn't. That
Hell
aside,
to the no, to the no, no, no.
that aside, I am feeling quite ready for this. We were no, we weren't going to get the. We're gonna. Oh right, that's what we were doing. I remember. Joey complaining. It's like we're freaking cleaning up the riffraff. The gift raff.
Yep.
Yeah,
The Gith are a real problem. They're doing a lot of damage out here in the east.
that's kind
There.
of like saying that rafts are a real problem though, because they keep eating all the corn. Like, I admit that, but I can't really have a sword fight with the concept of infestation.
No, we can. The
These
problem
Gith
is,
have steel spears.
Oh, okay, that is an important problem.
how do they have steel?
Wait, they have steel? That's better than iron. What the hell?
Wait, actually, this isn't a cleanup job. They've helpfully collected useful ingredients for us. The generosity.
I'm a little confused. I'm want to know, because I have an army to supply soon. Tell me more.
You're-
I've just made a large purchase. Hell to the no, to the no, no.
Sounds like you just said hell to the metal.
That's exactly what he said.
Alright, I've added a few things to the map. So, here you are. You're flying on your airship, and you have been flying for a while. So, you started way over here in the city of Tyr, and you flew eastward, briefly stopping over in Silver Springs. Shortly after
East
that,
down
the next
and
day,
down.
eastbound, you fly over the ruins of Othend, where you have many plans. Ringsight wants to
Many.
build his temple, and Taurus wants to build some trade post type things here.
I want to build a fort.
So you continue to fly east over the Black Sands. And you're flying a little bit over the Stormclaw Mountains towards Nibene. You fly over the forest a little bit. You can see that crescent forest below and the fields of Nibene. And you arrive in the city of Nibene. You had some business here, I think, so you wanted to stop, right?
We were trying to drop off the several boxes of gear that we got in tier to help with the war effort.
Alright. Let me make a note here. So, arrived in Nibene. Offloading military supplies. Weapons, armors, etc. Alright. So you do a bunch of business. You offload all of these materials from your ship. That's going to take a decent chunk of the afternoon, several hours at least. So what would you like to do in Nibene while you're waiting?
I don't unload shit, and I go straight to the bidet.
Just a question. The all that stuff that we said. Well, I guess I didn't give you like a list of what exactly we're doing. But that's already in motion.
That stuff you sent me DMs about?
Well, that and the whole making the temple thing.
Yeah, we could say that all started several weeks ago.
All right, then the details can come later. We can continue.
Alright, so Taurus attempts to go directly to the inner city while the ship is being offloaded, but you'll be stopped at the gates by a dozen beautiful women dressed in leather dyed bright colors, Power Ranger armor of sorts, and carrying large banners of Nibene.
Oh, this is a
Did-
girlfriend.
did
arc.
he get-
The inner
Did he
city
get
is forbidden,
utilized,
they
or
say, and they strike a Ginyu Force pose.
What are you talking about? I spent like months here in the inner city with Nibide in his library.
Lord Nibene is seeing no visitors.
Oh, well, I suppose Lord Nibene will just have to continue to deal with.
I called them by name. Who are they? And I'd be like, you know who I am. Don't play this shit.
They don't budge.
Shane.
Can you guys hear me?
Nibene will keep
Yeah.
getting
What's up,
harassed
Chris?
by Gith all day then.
Alright, sorry. I was having some issues there with the audio.
Audio
Do you guys
issues.
see a big red box on the big red box on the boat?
That is
What
a
is that?
animated thing that Soul cast last week during the fight against
Oh,
the
okay.
Cloud Ray.
Well, I'm taking the ship to the yard where I want to see the updates on the battleship construction. I want to see also the cargo ship that we ordered for transportation, and we need to fix this one too. Anyways,
All right. So while it's here, your carpenters are going to be hard at work. They'll have to procure some materials. Maybe they didn't have enough wood to patch up everything. The amount of lightning damage really scorched many of the outer planks on the side of the ship.
we gotta think about magical protection for our
You're giving me a
ship.
hard time. Why can't I go see Nibene all of a sudden? It's ridiculous.
Nimine is busy. It's a
He's
big lizard
preparing for
man.
war effort. I'm
Let
pretty
him do
sure
his
he's
thing.
busy.
The Templars
Um,
don't seem very forthcoming. You didn't attempt any persuasion rolls or anything.
All right, well I'll try it then. Let's walk up to one of
Nimine
them.
is probably having fun with one of his hundreds of wives right now.
I'll
So-
give him an intimidation then.
Sorry, Taro,
Oh,
you were
damn.
not there. Joe just took off on his own. You had no idea
I
where he
will-
was headed.
Oh. Alright.
Roll 1 d20 plus 4. 17 intimidation.
17, you say?
Yep.
Damn,
I tell them if you don't let me in at once, I will report this to Nibine myself.
Okay. She's going to get a bit of a smile on her face, and she'll say, "It would be interesting if you could accomplish that, seeing as he isn't here."
Well, even if Nibine's not here, could you guys fill us in about what's going on with the war efforts between you
Hold on,
guys
what
and
you
the,
said? I didn't hear what you said.
Nibine's
the
not here.
Githrader?
You can't see
Then
Nibine
why
because
couldn't
he's
you have
not
just said that?
They were trying to say that their king's not in like here because that would leave the city kind of vulnerable if the sorcerer king's not here.
You don't
They-
give away all your
They know
cards.
who I am.
These
They
are
could just
Templars. They
tell
don't.
me.
They don't answer questions. That's not their job description.
They know who I am, though. That's my point.
You might be overestimating your prominence in their minds.
He does
I'm
that
just
a lot.
saying, if I spent months here with Nibine in his castle, like his keep, castle, whatever you want to call it, palace,
Maybe
I'm
Nibine
pretty sure they
like
knew who I
you,
am.
but his wives don't really care about you.
maybe
Yeah,
they're
you don't-
jealous.
That's your work acquaintances with your I don't know. I don't know what you do in this circumstance. As a sorcerer king, I
It's
don't know
fine.
what-
It's fine. Whatever. I'm good.
They're like, you work for our boss, not with our boss. Shut the fuck up.
The point is, nobody's allowed into the inner city when the Lord Nibine is not present.
I'm good then.
Well,
But
anyways,
you
I was asking
wanted to know about the war effort. So
yeah.
they have fought with the Gith, a major battle, just to the east, at the crossroads.
Oh, is that
But
where he is?
Are,
Is
are
that what
they
just said?
still a issue? Like it hasn't been conclusive. How was the battle?
The Gith were destroyed. Lord Nibine saw to their destruction personally.
Oh, that's wonderful. So then there's only one enemy remaining to Dragoth, or was there more enemies that we were dealing with?
The Gith are like rats. They scatter to their holes, they regroup. They never form in one huge group, so you can't destroy them all in one shot. Effectively, defeating them in a battle has not won the war. They will reemerge sooner or later.
Oh, I
They-
misunderstood.
They already plague other parts of the world. To the northeast, reports say that they've been raiding into Cromlin and around Tenpug's temple. We don't have the resources to deal with everything, though. We've only been able to secure the trade routes with the aid of the merchant houses.
Uh,
Well, this is something I would talk to Nibine about.
If he were here.
Maybe we could do something for you guys.
I think they're enjoying trolling you.
do you roll insight if they're lying?
Not lying, but like having one over on a being that is.
Well, they already know. I'm gonna come back. That's fine.
They're a little bit tight-lipped.
Wow.
They're really not supposed to reveal much. Even saying that Nibine's not here was something they probably shouldn't have said.
It's fine. I can keep a secret.
Well,
That is not
how-
a reason to give away national security intel.
what if we were to deal with the Gith Raiders inside their mountain holes?
If you could get at the root of what the problem is, that would certainly benefit the region. And Lord Nibine, he would surely reward you in some way.
Do you have any other information about possibly how many there are underneath, even though they only have like splinter cells that come off in the surface?
The reports from Cromlin said many thousands. The reports from Tenpug's temple said similar numbers. The amount that were defeated at the crossroads numbered 4,000 almost.
I'd like to go find some information about the Gith and try to get some like lore, history, you know.
Well,
Is there
That kind of stuff.
anything important about the mountains that
Maybe some nature checks about them.
Nibene kind of like needs resource-wise or anything?
no. All the resources are gathered from the Stormclaw Mountains and the Crescent Forest. The Black Spine Mountains are mostly avoided.
I asked them for directions to the to like a library of sorts.
There isn't really a library, but you could find knowledgeable historians that keep an oral record about the lore and the history of the region. You could certainly
That's what
talk
I
to
meant.
some of them.
I knew that.
So they'll direct you to one of them in a building halfway across town. It will take you some time to get across town to the place, but this is the name of the person, and they tell you who to contact, and maybe they'll have the information you seek.
Okay, I'll head that way. Who's next?
Is anybody else
Take
doing
your
some stuff in
morning.
town during all this?
We wanted to sell that load of armors. And
Yeah. Consider it sold. It's just being offloaded for several hours.
What about all that cloud ray meat?
Yeah, we
We
gave
already
that
dealt
to
with
the
that
people
last
of.
week,
We wanted to give that to the city of Nibene, no?
I thought you gave a bunch to Silver Spring. Did you still
We
have
did
like?
the
we
Silver
did,
Spring,
but
You said we did the reds last week in Nibene.
we
Thought we already dealt with that.
we give them we were gonna give them like that to help the city
Okay,
while they're at war.
that helps. Added
And
in
then,
with the.
we gave like we gave like 600 pounds, and then we had like another like
3,000.
3,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave 500 to Silver Spring and then the other 3,000 to Nibene already.
Okay. Well, food for the soldiers will definitely be appreciated, and the cost of food will go down in town here. This is high quality meat as well, so people will be eating quite richly.
Mm-hmm.
Grimorn, how well do you think 4 earthquakes a day will affect the Black Spine Mountain?
Yikes.
Could be interesting.
We could
I think
explain
some
that.
hurt clerics might not appreciate, but you know, who cares about them?
I mean, whether there's fissures or mountain, it's all earth, right?
Yeah, I guess. What do I know? I only know fire.
Aerial bombardment, earthquakes from the sky.
Do you want to, I guess, discuss this with earth clerics first? If you want
No.
good relations with them?
I don't think it would be that effective, anyways. You should go up and explore and kill these miserable creatures. We're told that they have steel weapons, though. So, us retrieving all these weapons after we kill them could definitely help us to our own advantage for our own troops that we want to build. Also, where the hell are they getting all this material? That's what I'm curious about. I think there might be a secret treasure, maybe quite a rich vein mine in there that we could exploit.
Ask the one of Nebene's wives if they have any like scout information about if they know a specific location, at least like one hole or entrance into the mountains where they have been coming out of.
Hey Ninja, there's 4 new characters there in front of your screen on the map.
These ones?
Yeah, might be interested.
All right. Nice little halfling.
Half spider.
This is pretty weird. It's got a wing and 2 spider legs.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a Sephiroth influence. One-winged angel. This dude looks tough.
Thought it could be like a barbarian warrior.
This is one of your fire clerics.
I don't know. It could be, I guess.
Although it looks like an undead, so that's kind of a problem.
It's more of a like a defiler type of character.
Yeah, I guess so.
A defiler alchemist. I was thinking this one too could be some sort of defiler, with all the transformation and the, they gain when they overuse their powers.
Yep, sure. A Talese.
Yeah.
I'll move him off to the side for now.
Oh, sorry to interrupt there. I don't know. You're asking if there was any spies or information that.
Information about a tunnel entrance where the Gith are coming out of the mountain, so we can like go to that spot rather than like scouring all over the mountains, because the mountains are huge, like it's a pretty big region.
Unfortunately, we have been unable to locate a particular base or entrance to get into the Gith hive that they're coming out of, so we haven't been able to gain much information. Also, we've come into contact with various undead and lizard man forces.
From the same area?
So Dragoth's heirs are already
Hey.
kind of forces are already in the area then?
Dragoth has been sending out his people out into the world to gather information and resources. So the Dre, the Templars of Dragoth, have been exploring and learning about what's going on in the world. And so you could probably find them all over the region, just spying on the place and finding out what they could benefit from if they decide to attack.
I wonder if.
Okay, so they're not in like large forces by any means then? They're just little scout troops?
Scout troops, yes.
I wonder if we could fly into that mountain and find entry points by scouting from the sky.
Probably have to rappel down though. I don't know where we can park our ship in the mountains.
No, but maybe we can take a look at their troops and see where they're coming in and out from the sky.
Oh, just like recon?
Yeah,
We should probably do that.
might
We
be
still have
actually
that.
probably
We still
safer.
have that one scope thing, the magnifying glass. I think Rating Sight has it. Either that, or we also gave one to Nisek on the ship.
Yeah, we did give one to our to the guy to the
The lookout?
business.
Do you need to look at something invisible?
Are Gith capable of hiding magics?
Maybe. Many psionic creatures use invisibility. It's quite a common sort of camouflage technique.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, we can have him look out for the Gith then. Do we
Yeah.
need to do anything else in town?
I don't have anything. I just want us to go and resolve this issue. I'm ready for an adventure.
Your tag along, Rixkin, the little arcane trickster dude who came and pleaded with you to come save Tenpug's temple, he encourages you to leave as soon as the ship is offloaded. All these weapons and armor will be offloaded in a couple more hours, and we should be on that ship to get moving. Who knows how long they can hold out against the Gith? They really need our help.
I agree.
Wait, where's Tenpug's temple?
To the northeast.
That's where we
just
went. Go ahead.
How much money did I give that random dude again for the charity man?
250, I think.
The 250 in total, or is that just like half?
It wasn't really specified. think you were kind of going back and forth about how much you wanted to devote to different things.
Wish the gold thing kept track of how much I removed and added every time.
Well, keep notes. Make little notes of your deductions, what you spent things on. Do you guys want to pass time for a couple hours then?
Yes. Also, please find
I
right.
want to move on to what I was doing.
I think you wrote it down actually at some point.
So during those hours, Taurus goes and finds the historian. The historian, he's a cranky old man. He's got to be pushing 75. And his eyesight's pretty bad. And he's got scars like he used to be a fighting man at one point in his life. But initially he doesn't want to talk to some half-giant, but he's impressed by your size. And he asks if you're a gladiator.
Do you
I
not
feel
remember
weird
me?
that He doesn't want to.
You've never talked to the historian.
What?
Ever.
And the thing that won him over.
What did I
was-
do for 2 months while I was here? Like, I just stayed inside the castle with Nibene, and that's it.
I guess so. Why would you ever have a reason to talk to this guy?
Because I went here for
So learn how to
months
read.
to learn how to read and
Yeah, he doesn't teach
all that
that.
kind of stuff.
He teaches history. Reading is not what he teaches.
I was on a quest for knowledge. I did more than sit there and learn. God damn it. Anyway, alright.
Well, you're welcome to flesh out your exploits during the downtime, but for
Cool.
now,
No worries. I'm surprised you don't know who I am, old man. I am a guest of Nibene. I'm seeking knowledge regarding the Gith,
all right.
which is known as the Gith.
So
What could you tell me about their history?
the Gith have no history. What an outlandish thing to ask.
Of course they have history. They didn't come out of nowhere.
What can I tell you of the Gith? They are a lanky race of reptilian humanoids. When erect, they stand close to 7 feet tall. They spend most of their time bent over in a crouch that makes them appear to be only about 5 feet tall. They have powerful legs. They can make great leaps. They move about in an awkward waddle.
What about their? I've know we've met them before in battle. We know that they hoard. I've fought one who seemed to be in charge. When I killed him, the others retreated. What do you know about their command structure?
I don't know that they have one, but like many creatures on Athos, they are psionic in nature. They have several abilities. The typical telekinesis, they can move things around if they don't weigh very much. They can Misty Step, and they have non-detection abilities, so it's fairly difficult to suss out where exactly they are, leading to their ability to hide in their mountain lairs and remain out of sight and out of mind when they wish to be.
Have they ever been known to worship any deities?
There are no deities. As for the elements, it's possible there are shamans among them.
Shaman. That sounds dangerous.
A Gith has about human intelligence, so, they might have some level of culture, religion, as far as the elements go. But I wouldn't expect much. Lowly creatures, these Gith.
Well, if you have nothing more to offer for the Gith, I thank you for your time. I will like to visit in the future and learn more from you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. He comments about the recent war, and he says other than their equipment, these Gith are not out of the ordinary. They're just numerous.
What about their equipment?
Well, Gith tend to have shell and bone equipment.
And what do they have now?
Steel.
You didn't hear about their steel weapons? It's been the talk of the town.
I did, but I wasn't there, so I'm learning about it right now.
Okay.
Anyways,
Very well equipped. It's possible that one of Nibonet's enemies has been equipping these Gith with better equipment than they were able to manufacture themselves. I, being a scholar of sorts, think that maybe Hamanu would be behind it. Hamanu is prone to military action, and though we're far from his realm, it's possible that he might be making tentative attempts to weaken our army before making an invasion of his own. But this is just a theory of my own, based on nothing but conjecture.
Wouldn't Hamanu use that steel for his own armies?
He probably would.
I kind of feel like it may be something that the Obel of Gog would be responsible for.
Ah, yes, another long-standing enemy of Nibonet.
Deceptive, that woman.
It is said that the Gulgans have powerful heroes roaming the region, a band of merciless mole warriors known as the Warlords of Gulg.
You do they now? I am suddenly interested in finding such worthy adversaries. I haven't been this excited in months.
Yeah, I believe there are rewards for the capture of these Gulgan Templars. Powerful agents of the Oba of Gulg. If they could be captured alive, they might provide useful information. Although a dead Templar is also beneficial to Nibonet.
Yes, that's dead ones. Dead ones typically are easier to deal with.
But
again, I thank you. I shall return in the future and what do you call it? Give you some of my stories of our conquests.
like I said, he's very old, so he was unaware. The world goes by and he's just in his books.
He has books? Hold up. Wait a second.
He likes history. Why would he not have history books?
Hold on, you just said he's an oral. He doesn't have books. Or there's no library. Right?
There's no library.
He doesn't keep reading.
He has books.
Well,
I'd like to ask him if he's what kind of books he has. If he'd part with any of them.
No. Absolutely not. He seems quite offended.
Okay.
The idea of parting with like such a rare treasure is like, why would you even ask?
Could I hire someone to come here and make a copy of your books?
Yeah, it's all in a cipher. You wouldn't be able to comprehend it.
What? I can't even copy the books. Damn it.
Lord Nibonet does not wish for information to spread. It's actually illegal to learn to read. Most people would be executed for this.
I tell him, actually, Nibonet had his wives instruct me personally.
Yes, well, among his Templars it is permitted, and among certain merchant houses there are arrangements that allow for things. But, among the general population, if you are not directly employed by Nibonet in a specific way, it is forbidden to learn to read.
I'm like one of his best friends, so...
Yeah. Well, that's the only reason that we're having this conversation.
I tell him, as I'm like, I understand, the rules are rules. I will have to request from Lord Nibonet that I can have this done. I'm sure he will agree to it, especially once we slay these Gith that are plaguing your people.
Mm. Okay.
Anyways, thank you very much. Head back.
2 hours later, your ship is now light and agile and ready to go. Do you board the ship?
Yeah.
All right. Chris,
On board.
do the honors. Roll to take off.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll the weather. The weather's good. Fair. Not too windy. I'm going to do a directional.
18.
Wind moving to the north. That'll help you.
You got an 18.
All right. You launch the ship from Nibene's docks. You fly out over the crossroads. Looking down from the crossroads area here, you can see signs of a great battle. You can see large mounds of what appear to be dead bodies, smoldering.
Hey, I'm sorry, real quick, Ninja.
Yeah.
What's Nibene's element again? Is it necrotic?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
lightning.
He's a defiler. They do a lot of necrotic.
No, I mean, what his because he's a dragon now, or he's part dragon, not a fully ascended dragon. But what's his breath?
A Thasian dragon's breath weapon is a combination of superheated glass, so it does like physical damage from the molten glass, but then it also does fire damage. So if you're immune to fire, a Thasian dragon breath, you only half the damage. You would still take the glass damage, which doesn't have any resistance.
Fire, then.
Yeah. Half fire and half unresistible.
I was looking at my my dragon scale cloak, and I forgot one of the properties was. I think it's once a day. Once a day, I can absorb the element from. Yeah, I can use my reaction to take no damage, and I instead gain hit points equal to the damage I would have taken.
Yeah, well, that's a good power move to use there.
Once a day. I forgot I had that.
All right.
Anyways.
Looking down at the battlefield, you can see that there's an interesting effect on the battlefield. Everybody who can cast a spell, you might want to roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
My little arcane trickster rolls a 2, and he says, "Oh, I wonder what did that."
Well, I can't cast a spell, but I have Arcana.
Wow.
And I am the opposite. I can cast spells, but I don't have Arcana.
That's proficient.
I can cast spells and use Arcana.
I roll shit, so whatever.
I got a 16.
All right. With a 16, you feel as if what you're looking at is the result of an enormous chain lightning, like a bigger chain lightning than you could comprehend. It seems to snake out for like at least a mile.
Alright.
Yeah, I got 7.
So Nibene must have stood here, standing before 4,000 Gith, and unleashed a chain lightning like the world has never seen.
It's a giant snake of death.
That's hilarious.
It's more visible from the sky than it would be from the ground, but you can see the burn pattern of the bolts of lightning arcing out in all directions. Okay. Flying further to the northeast with the wind at your backs, time
We will
passes.
never be able to fight that.
Powerful 10th level magics. They can do devastating things.
10th level.
10th level, yep. Once you get to level 21, like as an epic level wizard, you get a 10th level spell slot. And it's powerful. It's very, very powerful. Alright, hours go by. You arrive at Tenpug's temple. Do we want to grab any figurines off this board?
I got
Oh, we went all the way to the temple?
I got
I thought we-
2
I thought we
cases
were-
of
I thought we were gonna go straight for the mountain and try to find their way in.
I got 2 cases of Modelo, but I forgot to put any in the fridge.
Do it now. Yeah, I didn't prepare anything for the mountain. I don't believe there is a way to get into the mountain. And if you fly over it, you'll just be baffled. There's like no entrances that you'll ever see.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we have to go to the temple then.
Yeah, that's the mission. The mission is to go to the temple,
Yeah. We are at the temple.
which is here.
It's supposed to be
Hey,
in-
guys, I wanted to just check in. I have my buddy Lars here from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to at least say hi, and hopefully, if combat happens, you guys can take control. But I want to at least check in and say hello.
Okay.
All right. Have fun with your friend from Europe.
I'll be back next week.
Just needed.
All right,
Good
take
evening.
care.
You too.
Did he bring the Swedish bikini team with him? I mean, at least
That's me.
you're
Well,
the.
actually, no. He's a good-looking dude. He's 50 years old, or 46 years old. But he's a bikini team. That's absolutely true.
Oh shit. Hey.
That's
Chill,
nice.
Daddy.
That's right. All right. Take care, guys.
Right.
Later.
Night.
Okay, so I'm gonna change to the other map. If there's any figurines you want on this one, we should grab them. Like I'm gonna grab Will's figurine because he just left, so I'm gonna put it over here.
Give me a second.
I'm watching the stream this
I
time.
think so.
So Joe, are you on here? Where'd you go?
I moved him.
You moved him? All right, cool.
Yeah, give me a second, I'll get him
And
on.
I'll grab Ring's sake because he also not on the table.
Yeah, I moved Soul. We have one for more gear.
Oh, you had another one. Okay.
We got ones for ringside.
Well,
Yeah,
that
we
doesn't
got
have
everyone.
any description stuff.
Okay. Rixon's coming, but I have a token for him on the other map, so that's good.
I'm watching the stream.
Wait, why am I resistant to electric damage? I don't think I have something that makes me resistant to electric damage. What's that?
Oh.
All right, Tenpug's Temple. You arrive. So, looking down from the air, initially you're just going to be able to see this dune, this big desert dune. It's quite tall. That's number 2 right here. So this sort of obscures the view, but you're fairly high up initially, so you can sort of see down at an angle that Tenpug's Temple sits in this little valley of a dune, partially covered by sand. There's a bunch of egg-laying Erdlu that are crouched under the shade of a little wooden awning over here. There seems to be a bonfire burning in front of the temple and some people moving around. A little halfling spots the airship and dashes off towards the temple as soon as he sees it, off in the distance. A woman sits by some broken pieces of wood of an old burned tower. She is cleaning an animal that she's hunted and killed, and she just sort of watches with some interest as the airship comes down from the sky. Do you want to make a roll to land it?
Yeah, we can go down with the flying carpet.
Okay, so you don't land the ship. You tell the crew just to do a holding pattern, I guess?
Yeah.
All right.
For now on, they've probably never seen a ship before.
All right. Your ship hangs in the sky. Everybody boards the flying carpet and descends from a great height. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go straight for the temple? Do you want to stop and talk to the hunter?
I don't know. I think we can just land in the middle here, like in front of everything, like in the middle of the town.
These are 60-foot squares on this map, so this is like a really,
that's
really
huge.
big area.
Yeah, I would talk to the archer,
All right.
the hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You hop down off the flying carpet, and you approach the hunter. She says, "Hello there. What an interesting
Whoa.
ship you've got." She introduces herself as Fala the Huntress.
Oh, Fala, we're kind of new here. We haven't been here before. What's
Yeah, we've passed by before. We've been here before we went to where we found the city, the haunted city. The
Yeah,
sinking
we haven't really
facilities.
gone through here though, really. I mean, we
Yeah,
passed by, didn't we?
yeah. We talked to the people. We had some questions.
Yeah, you
Oh.
spent
Oh.
one night here, I believe.
Yeah.
Is there anything new happening with the Gith in this area?
Oh, it's been terrible. Gith everywhere. You can't go anywhere without them hassling you. I'm fairly stealthy and fast, and I move through the desert like a shadow, so they've never been able to keep up with me, but many of the others are not as bold as I.
This is most unfortunate. Have they been attacking this temple, or are they just only attacking the people who are traveling outside of it?
We're a pretty large band of people here. If they attacked us, it would be a difficult fight, so what they've been doing is raiding any of the merchant caravans that try to bring supplies to us. So it's been fairly desperate times. It's been very bad for business, bad for morale, and if things don't change soon, it might be untenable to stay here because the food supply will run out. We rely on trade. We sell a lot of products, but we don't have a lot of food goods out here, and we really did rely on the merchant houses headed to Cromlin to drop off a certain amount of food and water for us to use here at the temple. It's a real problem.
Hey, Grimoire, do we still have a lot of extra food and water rations up on our ship?
Not really. We do have some for our crew.
But if
And
we drop
we-
them off, could we just return to Nibide and get some more? Are we short? Are we close that we need to refill, or?
I don't know. It's gonna make that much of a difference here.
Fala says if we had more food, we could hold out longer. That's really a deciding factor for me. I wouldn't want to go hungry out here.
I think we can help, but maybe not now. We were sent here to try to look after this problem with the Gits and investigate the issue. Maybe try to resolve it. We are, we have been into battles before.
She nods. I can tell you're quite powerful. I haven't seen you in action myself, but I've heard some stories from the others.
And Saul starts singing, making pirouettes.
Yeah, telling stories of his valor and adventure.
And how big his dick is and everything.
Is this temple at all
Love his
connected
prize.
with the city of Nibide, or are they part of a territory, or are they more independent?
Independent.
Okay.
But have you heard any rumors, or does anyone knows where these Git are coming from? We were told that they're coming from the mountains, but we were told to come here.
As they always have, they come from the mountains. Nobody's been able to find their lair. It would be quite a dangerous journey. You'd have to delve into the mountain and potentially find yourself surrounded by their great numbers and confronted by their most powerful Gith warriors. So most people wait for the Gith to come to them and then defeat them. But this strategy has allowed the Gith to breed over time and become more numerous. And so they just keep coming back at us time and time again. This time, it's been particularly bad. Who knows where they're getting these weapons, but they're way more dangerous than they used to be with their simple sticks and tooth spears and their shell armors. They pose little to no threat against a hardened mercenary like the merchant houses would employ.
Well, is there any way we can directly help besides food and water around here? Because it wouldn't be very fruitful for just looking around blindly through the mountains.
Fala's going to say there's some debate as to what should be done. We are looking to Tenpug to decide. Perhaps you should talk to him.
Okay, we shall go and seek him out.
Fala says she's going to finish cleaning this animal, but when she does, she'll meet you all inside. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, Fala.
She gives you like a an elven phrase of like parting in the elven language, and then goes back to her work.
Why are all these things white boxes?
What white boxes? What?
Yeah, these didn't load. Taurus didn't load. Gramorn scale sword with staff didn't load, and Morg fungal armor didn't load. Yeah, if I copy paste it, it doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't do anything, doesn't come back. It's unfortunate. Just a white box.
You gotta reload them.
Yeah, I suppose so. This has been a problem for me ongoing. I don't know why. Some of them will load, some of them don't. Alright, so you all move to the interior here.
Can you see this one?
Nah.
What, the one I just popped out?
Nope. Can't see it. White box.
No. I'll have to reload or something. In Taurus, I don't have access to his characters. He's
Uh-oh. I clicked on the thing and it disappeared. Maybe I need to reload.
Because I can see everything.
Alright. Here. Let me try to reload. One moment. Alright, I just loaded in. Ah, yes, now I can see them. Can I get a color change again?
Hell to the no.
There you go.
Bueno.
You're promoted as well.
Adobe Acrobat Pro. Just got it, baby. I have a serial number. Install.
I guess we already have an Orin. Is that the whole party? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it is. Alright, Sir Not Appearing Orin rolls a stealth. And he gets like a 25, and then he disappears around the corner and into this little side chamber. Like a shadow. Nobody knows where he went. And Raxkin, he's also a rogue. He's an arcane trickster, and he sees, or didn't see, what just happened, and he's like, oh, I gotta learn how to do that. That's really cool.
Can we send Horan to try to figure out what happened there?
You don't know where he went. Do you want to communicate with him telepathically?
Yeah. Say, hey, we noticed somebody disappear when we got in. You might want to look into him.
That was him. He did it.
Oh, he did that. Okay.
Investigate yourself.
Yeah.
I'll take his lead and I'll do the same thing.
Where do you want to go, Joe?
I want to go to the other room.
You dip off to the right. You want to roll that stealth?
I'm gonna go invisible also. Stealth. Roll 1d20 plus 6.
Soul being
27.
a bro is going to give you bardic inspiration before you do it, and he's also going to provide a distraction by very loudly shouting out the arrival of the party so that everybody looks at him while you're sneaking off. Wait,
What item gave
wrong
me?
figurine. This one.
Oh, my boots give me advantage. Yeah. Should have done that. Oh well. I got 27.
Alright, you are stealthy. The Great Hall opens before you, a massive chamber filled with rows of patched tents slung between thick stone pillars that support a ceiling some 30 feet high. The area is permeated with the sweet odor of freshly baked bread mixed with an ancient musky smell. There are 8 pillars, 4 on each side, that support an arched ceiling that is at least 30 feet high. A thin stream of smoke winds its way around one of the pillars and billows through the door. The tents are braced by wooden poles and wedges driven into the cracks in the walls. The 2 main doors are made of stone and are 8 inches thick. Due to a well-balanced bone hinge, the 12-foot-tall doors can be opened by hand, though not easily. You see the craftsmen are preparing their work. They are eyeing the party as you enter. They remember you, and when you are announced by Soul, some of them will cheer, thinking that maybe you've come to help.
So someone was asking me questions for a bit. Can you just what just happened in the last 5 minutes? What are we trying to get from this area?
Okay, this is the quest. So Raxkin came to the party in Tyr, requested that you come to Tenpug's temple here and assist with the Gith problem.
Okay, yes.
So these are the NPCs that you would be here to save if you accept the mission.
Yes.
I thought the Gith were already disposed of.
So I described that there were 3 armies of Gith. One army was dispatched in a huge battle with Nibene that has left him and his forces somewhat drained. There's a second force that is harassing Tenpug's temple here, threatening it, raiding any merchants that dare come out this way, and preventing supplies from getting to the temple.
All right, now I got it.
The third army has gone to Cromlin, which is also in the line of Dragoth's forces. So they are even worse off than here, but this is the first place you've arrived at in the region. So you're standing in the temple. You can see the rows of tents. You're in a sort of common area. There's a bard playing music with an attractive woman in animal fur sitting at a little wooden table watching the bard perform. She's sort of resting her head on her hand, sort of slouched in her chair with a drink next to her, just sort of being entertained. Various other people in the place seem to be busy at work, though, trying to produce wares. Working so as not to be too nervous about the Gith problem, even though there are few customers.
Man, these wood carvers are pretty extremist, huh?
Yeah.
They're rioting to work.
Rioting. They're so hard at work, and they're really angry about it.
Hey, Ninja, real quick, that Strongholds book,
Uh-huh.
I have Adobe Acrobat Pro. I just converted it all to editable text, so you can actually like copy and paste out of it. Ooh.
Neat, I guess. It's a good functionality. A lot of PDFs are, like, if you copy out of them, it's just ASCII symbols.
Pictures. Yeah.
I guess we're gonna go ahead to Tenpug, the
Alright.
leader.
People will direct you
leader.
to the bakery.
Who is this leader you speak of?
Well, you're not there, so.
I know, I'm in a corner. I'm hidden like a slithery snake.
It is the smoke from this tent on which the warm aroma of bread drifts to you. Here, a hunched little dwarf putters around a huge oven, and you can see mixing bowls, open jars, and cooling bread scattered everywhere. Apparently, the cook is adept at handling many projects at once, so you can see Roy the baker flitting about, doing his business. The same oven that bakes the bread is also a forge that heats the metal for weapons and armors. You can see
No, worried
that
about cross-contamination.
cross what?
Yeah, a little bit of lead poisoning. Maybe.
I mean, I guess you're supposed to eat iron in your daily diet, but I don't know if that's the right kind.
You said cross contamination.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about that.
What are bacterias?
Okay, so here you find Tenpug and his weapon smithing apprentice Thren, and they're analyzing a spear. Tenpug looks up and he says, "Ah, good, good, good. I was hoping you adventurers would heed the call of adventure and come to assist my band in our hour of need."
What do you specifically need? Is there something where you can point us at in terms of these Gith bandits and raiders?
He tosses the spear to you and he says, "What do you make of this?"
I analyze it.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something?
You look at the spear. You need to appraise it. Let's see. I don't know what you would roll to appraise in this.
Investigation?
I suppose an investigate would do. You could roll an investigate. You could try a perception if you're better at perception. Just eyeball it real good.
Perception. I'll do perception check.
Well,
I have natural 21. Do you want me to roll?
Looking
Quick
carefully,
roll.
you detect writing in a
Definitely,
language you've never seen before.
I was just learning.
29 perception.
Oh man.
We're just learning to read. I was just learning to read. That's something that we've never seen before, huh?
Okay. The head of the spear seems to be made of incredibly pure steel, like the purest steel you've seen, and the wood is a little peculiar as well. You've never really seen this type of wood before. And the writing on it is alien to you. You've never seen symbols like these.
What does it look like?
It's almost like the elves sometimes write symbols that look similar to this, maybe.
Have we actually ever encountered steel before? Like, I know we have iron, but...
Yeah, we had a steel weapon.
We
sold
didn't?
it.
Okay.
It's still more valuable than iron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just higher
stronger.
quality. It's like Masterwork iron.
That is
This
worth
is
quite a
some
bit.
pretty good stuff. Like, this is
You-
definitely a stronger metal than iron. It's,
And you found
steel
that-
we have
And
this.
your group found this on what, on the Gits?
Yes, a raiding party of Gith attacked us, and they were wielding these weapons.
How's that even possible? More than one of these?
More than one. The value of this item and the fact that a primitive creature like a Gith would have it is quite puzzling.
This is worth many gold.
What is it? Wait, what does the item do?
It's a spear,
It's a steel spear.
but made of steel. And
The
wood that we've
elven
never
carving-
seen before.
Is the elven carvings? Have we encountered them before? Are they like kind of like runes? Are they magical in nature?
It
Or is
looks
it just more like
it looks like
words?
writing, but it's clearly in a language you've never seen before.
Okay.
Not a Thasian common,
I'll do detect magic.
not the runes of the dwarves, not quite the runes of an elf.
Is detect magic detects anything? Do I see anything on it?
It is a mundane object.
So this is just a very well crafted weapon. Nothing special except for the material. In the wood, I don't know. You've never seen this before, Mark?
Not this kind of wood. I don't know if it's natural or if it's some kind of like alien born thing.
So
Well,
the spearhead is serrated. That's another thing about it. If you got stabbed by it, it would do extra damage. It's not a magic weapon, but it does have +1 damage.
Oh, this is your treasure. You can have it back. Well, at least the one thing is that everyone you kill, if you get these weapons, you'll be able to use that to defend your city.
Tenpug nods. He says you could sell one of these for 5 or 6 gold, most likely.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna last longer than any obsidian weapon.
It's difficult though. The number of warriors that we can put into the field are not many, and our equipment is not of this quality. This is extremely high quality weaponry to be going up against, especially if you've got nothing but the simple weapons of a bunch of craftsmen and peasants.
Well,
How many people do you have that could be kind of like raised to arms in this temple?
In a desperate situation, we could probably field a militia of about 60 fighting men, though some of them are a little old to be fighting, and others a little young, and he seems to be looking at Rixkin.
Well, we'll try to get you a good amount of spears. Maybe like 20, 40 if we can manage. We'll see.
So Tenpug will tell you that he thinks that the Gith have a camp to the east, that the raiding parties have been coming from the east, and if you're here to help, if you want to go east and find out what the Gith are up to, that would really help us out.
Well, that's the main reason we're here. We want to figure out how to get to them, and we want to get to the source of this. Like, we've seen Nimine, not far north from Nimine. Thousands of them that were killed. So there's many more in there, and it's a constant wave. Have you seen any undead creatures and lizard creatures so far around here?
Tenpug nods. He says, I haven't seen it personally, but the rumors have been going around.
Yeah, they are around, and you should be very careful.
I've heard that Cromlin has seen these things. People have fled Cromlin. They pass through here, warning that there are terrors in the night, things that are dead yet walk. And other horrors, inhuman, monstrous things with lizard tails and claws, gleaming eyes in the night. The people have been quite fearful. Like I said, I haven't seen it myself. I don't know if I should believe it, but...
You should believe it. You should protect yourself from it. If I were you, I would get some clerics. They might be able to, of any kind, they should be able to help you, against these undead creatures.
He shrugs. Alas, we have none. You're the only cleric I've seen in these parts.
Well, maybe I can send some on a mission to help. Fire clerics, as long as you're okay with their awkwardness sometimes and the fireworks, but...
Well, we do have quite a lot of wood we could burn. I'm sure they'd enjoy that.
Well, let me see what I can do. I can maybe spare some clerics to help.
He tells you a little bit about their business here. He sends out people, and they find wood in the surrounding region. They find old wrecks, and they harvest all the wood they can from them, and so they have an enormous pile of wood for sale. That's one of their trades here. So if you're in need of wood for your airship, you could buy quite a lot of it here.
Isn't there? That's not here that we bought the spears and everything, huh?
No. You bought all that in Tyr, and you brought it to Nibene.
No. Not the spears, but the all of the ballistas and the weapons.
Was
Oh,
it
yeah, I
from
think
here?
that was here.
Or was that
Yeah, I
in
think that was
Cromwood?
here.
I guess it could have been. I don't think they have the facilities, but yeah, I might have just said okay to that. If not here, it was Cromlin. Cromlin has
Yeah, I
better
think
facilities.
It might have been Cromlin. Okay.
I think you did
Well,
both
fair-
like within a day of each other.
Yeah, that was quick.
Okay, but so
Well,
we
you might want to
should
build your own silk skimmers. I'm telling you, it's not necessarily going to be safe in this area for very long. I'm scared of.
thinking
there-
about evacuating
there-
all the people.
Tenpug's gonna rub the beard on his chin like he's deep in thought for a minute, and then he's gonna look at you all and he's gonna say, "I'm somewhat undecided. I've seen battle and I know war, and I don't know if the people here can handle it. Some want us to stay and fight. Others think we should flee.
Well, I
Really-
can tell you,
The deciding factor is that you're here to help us. I would like you to talk to the people and help us come to a decision as to what to do."
well, let us see what we can do with the gits first. That is one threat, but I'm more concerned of the Hundeads that might be coming out. No,
If
there
you
has
think you
been
can
some-
handle the Gith yourself, it would still be beneficial if you could reassure my people.
I haven't seen a git that has ever been a problem for our group. And getting to the source, we need to stop this. Seeing these creatures with these type of weapons, that tells me that maybe there is a very rich mine in these mountains as well, which would be very, very good for the region.
That's
You-
supposedly if they are crafting them and not being supplied them by somebody else.
You
Well,
boast
this
that you
is
can
just-
kill the Gith easily, but they are so numerous that it's a problem that is hard to squash.
But still, you need some iron to make steel, no?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure in the mountains you could find it. That would be the spot I'd look.
Wasn't Tyr supposedly the only one that has iron?
True.
Yeah, and we know very well that it's not from Tyr that they're getting this metal.
However, not many people have gone exploring in those blasted mountains in order to find veins of iron. You won't see much industry digging around in search of it, so it's possible it would be there and we've just never known. It would be amazing to find a new source of iron so close to my little trade outpost. We'd do some amazing business if that were the case.
I could change the entire region.
Although that would
Well,
certainly put
yeah.
us in the crosshairs of Nibene. So far, he's allowed us a certain amount of latitude, where his Templars haven't given us too much of a hard time. I think he appreciates that we are part of the trade network of the merchant houses, and so he hasn't made slaves of us yet.
Well, if we don't have too much needs of our ship while we're exploring these mountains and these ruins or whatever we might find over there, we might be able to send our ship to bring back some food for your village. We were told that it's getting scarce.
Yes, without the merchant houses sending trade this way, it will definitely be a matter of time until we run out of food.
Well, let's see what we can do and what we can find.
Is it an urgent matter? How many days of food do you guys have left?
A month, maybe?
Okay, then I guess it's not too terrible. The trip between here and Nibene, how long was it? Only like a day or so? A day or
Yeah, you could get here in a day from Nibonate.
so? Okay.
Hey, Joe.
Yep.
The room is empty except for spiders and their prey. There's a faint odor of tanning fluids here, as though the room had been used in the past for that smelly task. Murals on the wall depict lakes and waterfalls in abundance, and landscapes depicting great jungles. Strange animals roam the remote wilderness, and dotted here and there between the trees are great, bizarre constructions that appear to be made of some rose-colored stone. Lion-headed giants can be seen at work as smiths, weavers, and sculptors. The giants look gentle and happy. I'll zoom in real close so it's on screen. The giants at work in ancient times. So, if I pan across these, what's being depicted in the first mural is the Blue Age, the Watery Age. What's being depicted in the second panel is the Green Age, in which the lion-headed, beast-head giants had the height of their civilization and the height of their craft.
Mm.
And you can still see the rivers flowing through the valleys of their jungle home. And you can see in the sky their lion-headed god that they prayed to.
Mm.
So all of these are ancient things. Do you continue into the third room?
Mm-hmm.
All right, sneaking around behind the tents. You pass the singing bard. You pass various tanners working in their stinky trade. You enter into the third and final room, in which you find a more recent mural. This mural depicts a great battle. The beast-head giants amassed in a horde, a formation ready for war. They seem to be marching towards an unseen enemy that's just off the panel.
Hmm. I take note of all these. Yeah. That's all I got.
All right. One of the tanners pops in and says, "You there! What are you doing in here?"
Well, how do you see me?
He spotted you.
I'm invisible.
Yeah, but he spotted you.
How do you spot me? I'm invisible.
Ah, I have a knack. I can spot invisible things.
Motherfucker.
I was born with it. A special sense. Please, come away from there. These are cursed murals. We're somewhat superstitious, and we really don't want anybody messing with these crypts of the ancients.
Well, now I want to know more.
If you go messing around with the dead, it could curse us all, and we work here. We really don't want anybody messing with the dead.
I'm not messing with anything. I'm just observing. I didn't touch anything. What are these? Tell me about these, and then I'll stop looking around.
Oh, I don't know anything myself. Clearly, these are the beast-head giants and their history.
Who would know about these things?
You'd have to ask the beast-head giants if they don't want to eat you. I've never managed a conversation with one myself. They tend to be kind of voracious monsters.
I'm confused. Wait a second. Hold on. So, hold on. So they have all these art and tapestries and stuff, and they don't know anything about them, but they're like displayed.
This is an ancient temple devoted to the beast-head giant god Taraskir. And he's been dead for centuries, and nobody worships him. And this temple has been abandoned. And after hundreds of years laying abandoned in the desert here, Tenpug and his band of escaped slaves formed a little trade post.
By the way?
He is
Taught me?
one of the dozen tanners and tailors that works in the tent here.
I listen to him and I leave the room, so he's not as agitated. And I want to discuss with him. He seems to have a keen eye, and I really like to potentially hire him in the future, and just kind of give not necessarily like right now, no decision needs to be made, but I want him to keep his mind open that I will be looking for people to recruit to a new fortress that will be built between Silver Spring and Nibene to ensure the trade routes are making it from Tyr.
Interesting. All right.
We'll have need for tanners and particularly ones who have a keen eye to prevent thieves and such.
Oh.
So, anyways, I just let him know. What's his name again?
Tanner.
Tanner the Tanner. I
Yeah.
love it.
His parents
Tanner
were
Square.
not creative.
Oh, that's cool.
They come from a
Tanner's-
long
Tanner
line of
Square.
Tanners.
Tanner the Tanner. I will come back for him later. He can see invisible and can hit a 27 perception check. That's fucking ridiculous. Let's go. He's about to catch all the thieves.
It's one of those things where the guy demands it, so I didn't even roll. You're auto caught.
It's cool.
It made more sense for you to get caught than for Orin to get caught. His stealth is like way higher.
No, his is like one higher than me.
Yeah.
Or
I think his minimum's a 25.
yeah, I think his is like higher.
Alright, so Soul nods to Tenpug and says, yeah, alright, we'll talk to some of these people. Who should we talk to? And he goes over to Roy the baker and he says, hello, Roy. And Roy says, you want to buy some bread? And Soul says, yeah, I guess I'll buy some of your bread. He buys the bread and it's tasty and he's eating it. And he asks Roy, how do you feel about all of this? And Roy, he's gonna say, I don't like war. I don't think we should fight a war. We should get out of here. We could go to Nibene. We could pack up. We could move to Nibene. I'm sure we could figure something out. Maybe when things are taken care of, when the army of Nibene clears all these Gith out, we could return. I'm not married to this temple. I can bake anywhere. I have skill. I don't need to stay here. So that's his opinion. And do you wish to try to convince him otherwise?
I'm across the room.
If no one is
I think you should
baking
stay.
bread in this area, who will feed the people bread?
Yeah,
True.
and we will take care of the battle.
Well, Tenpug will decide. I simply say that if it were me deciding, I would leave. So Soul nods, and he goes over to the carpenter's tent, and he finds a Thrycreen, and he says, "Oh, a Thrycreen! I haven't seen one of you since the hinterlands." And the Thrycreen, Chickachackle, is going to greet Soul and say, "I am Chickachackle. How could I serve you? Do you need woodwork?" And Soul says, No. I simply wanted to ask you how you feel about the Gith situation." And Chickachackle and the carpenters say that whatever Tenpug decides, they will go along with it. But it would be a shame to leave all this wood behind. Some raider thief could run off with it, and that would be a terrible waste. We've gone to all the effort of collecting it.
Wow.
Hello?
Hello?
Anyway, you guys get the idea. That's what you're supposed to do here.
Okay.
Hello?
What's up, Joe?
Hello.
Where do you want to go?
I'll join back with the party. I've already got caught.
They were just walking by. Here they are talking to the carpenters.
I just blend back in with the party.
J-Rod's
Just,
here. Soul, I've been piloting you for a
visible.
bit. I used one of your bardic inspirations.
As always.
Alright, so here you are in Tenpug's temple. Tenpug has tasked you with talking to all of the people here to help them decide whether they will flee the war with the Gith or if they will stay and fight the Gith war.
Let's fight.
The party wants to
Grab the
fight,
weapons.
so since you want to fight, you need to convince the people to stay.
I mean, they could evacuate
we?
temporarily while we fight them. They could return later back to the temple.
I don't understand why they have to stay.
I think they should fight with us.
Yeah, if you convince them to fight, they can help you in the battle.
What if they die?
How many
Yeah,
iron
That's
spears
part of
did
war.
Tenpug
That's part of
collect?
battle. You should
they're
know
like
that.
never
We
gonna
could
get
Fine,
just
my
anyway.
kill all these, kill all of them, and then
We're not
protect
gonna
these
kill all of them.
guys.
They're gonna kill all of them. There's a difference.
So that's an option too.
Wow.
So depending on how powerful the party is, you could come here and you could recruit Tenpug's band to help you fight the Gith, or like currently you're very powerful, you feel like you can handle the Gith on your own, so you could tell them, just sit still, we'll go deal with it, and you'll be fine. Just stay here. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
Alright.
but meat shields are cool.
True. If you want them to help you in the battle, you could convince them of that as well.
Nah, we'll take care of it. I think. No. Do you think, Taurus?
Yeah, I think we can handle it. Listen, I think you guys can handle it.
Yeah,
Well, I
as
go
long as-
find the leader.
As long as you're not sleeping, you know.
No, I'm gonna go find the leader.
You're gonna go and find the leader.
Are we really not recruiting these guys? Come on, man, they're right there.
Me and Orin are gonna assassinate him.
Oh,
I'm gonna recruit
Oh.
them just
wait,
in
you
case.
and Orin?
That's the
You're
plan.
not
I-
oh.
I would like
Sure.
these guys to have confidence in their home, even if we don't need them to fight things.
I am talking about the gift leaders.
Yes.
How are you gonna assassinate him, Taurus? Exactly.
Well, I don't know. He
I'm
doesn't know who they
visible.
are. Doesn't know where they are, but he's gonna go and do it.
You've heard a rumor that they're
I said we're gonna find them.
to the east.
Okay,
We're gonna
yeah.
find them. We're gonna go invisible, and we each have at least a plus 16 stealth.
You have a plus
And
16.
we're gonna go
stealth?
find it. Yeah.
Huh.
It's easy to forget Taurus is very sneaky.
I am a
How?
level 1 rogue
How?
now.
How does
I took a dip into rogue and took expertise and stealth.
How? Wait, what?
Yeah, expertise at level 1.
Where do you
Yeah.
hide? There's nothing in the terrain that's your side.
He turns invisible. That tends to
Yeah,
even it
I
out.
think that's brute force shit, ain't it?
That's pretty much, yes. It's brute force.
He's just very
And I can
quiet.
fly.
Turn invisible is a plus 16 to stuff. Yeah.
I can fly while I'm invisible.
So I guess while they're looking for the leaders, that we don't know if the leaders are going to be there, we're going to be killing the Geats.
Yeah, fireball, fireball, fireball.
So as usual, he's not going to battle.
So Raxkin says if you're talking to people, the people you probably want to talk to are Jolon, the Keeper of Wages, Danya, the Keeper of Supplies.
The Keeper of Wages is the most fantastical way to say quartermaster to a stupid degree.
Maybe Teva the Wise Woman, Sala the Healer at the Infirmary, Umor the Poet, maybe. These are the influential people here. Here you stand before the carpenter's tent. Chickachackle, the Thrycreen, carving some wood.
Out of character. Taro and I were discussing last night, and Taurus feels any of these foot soldiers are beneath him, and he doesn't need to fight any of them. He only wants to fight challenging opponents, so he'll skip anything that can't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Want to fight AIDS? I know a guy.
He wants to charge through the battlefield and just go straight to the champions.
I heard there's this really powerful guy called HIV. You wanna try to fight him?
Freaking Goku meme are you doing right now? I heard you eat plants, so you seem pretty strong.
Yeah.
There's this
Anyways.
even stronger guy called Cantu. Want to fight him?
Plus, I don't have any AoE attacks, so you know. I'm
I
not
know
like
another guy.
kill anything.
I have a question, Taurus. Taurus. Taurus.
Taurus
Yeah.
ignores the shit out of you.
Yes. I find it very hard to know if someone is actually going to engage me in conversation as to directly acknowledge my presence. But yes, as I was asking, what have you actually beaten in single combat? like 101.
Oh,
Besides gladiators, like what creatures? Because you always call yourself Great Hunter, but I never seen you hunt.
haven't hunted in a while.
Yeah, I don't know when is the last time we've seen blood on that mace of his. He's been kind of lazy.
Yeah.
I think he's been having problems,
The last blood that was on this mace was a sorcerer king who I did a lot of damage to.
Not gonna lie though, also you've grown very hairy. Why haven't you just saved some of that off?
Doing my fur?
Fur.
He's trying to shave your hair and sell it for profit. Giant's hair is very valuable.
Okay,
No.
okay, question. Have giants grow fur?
Well, I wouldn't call it fur. That's a little rude. They're just hairy dudes that are quite tall.
I think that's.
I'm just saying, in real life, if I have as much hair as I do, I'm sure it's not far-fetched for a half giant to have hair,
Hey, Kyle.
fur patches.
Okay, next question. Why won't you save it? I'm trying to get some money. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You have
What
a
did you
razor?
say?
Why don't you shave it?
Body hair in the black market so I can make large amounts of profit. I'm not even gonna hide it anymore. Okay?
Nope. We're good.
No, we're not.
Yep.
Should be easy.
Like,
You are
stealthily
like
cut Taurus's
you are a
hair in
rich,
the middle of
rich
the night.
man, and you are worried about pennies.
Pennies.
Ugh.
No, I'm worried about the principle. See, there's an empire that can be started here. Okay?
No.
You're not seeing the bigger picture. How long are we gonna be? What are you gonna do when we stop adventuring?
He has like 15 plans for that.
You already.
I've expressed this to you many times during our travels. Do you drink that much?
He's already started.
Mr. Rogue isn't achieving to his full potential as well.
He's already stopped adventuring. Have you not noticed yet? Whenever there's a battle, he goes to sleep.
It's a
Or
good
fuck.
point, actually.
Has he stopped it? Has he traded his adventuring for like full time?
Yeah.
Ulrich?
Yeah, soon
Taurus
we're
is
gonna call
already-
him Taurus the Dead
Taurus is
Weight.
already retired.
Hey, if you're retired, can I have all your money?
Taurus the Dead
What are you
Weight.
fucking talking about?
Yeah, we're gonna have to change these statues that we build in tier, you know. Put Taurus sleeping next to the group fighting in the battle.
Ugh.
All right.
Since you've been smart,
First-
you know, you've stopped
First,
being
I am destroying everything too quickly and not leaving you guys opportunities for glory. Now I don't do anything. Make up your
Yes.
mind.
There is such a thing as balance, good sir.
Ugh.
Well, to be honest, I mean, can I have your money? I wouldn't complain if I had a bit of financial compensation.
You are rich.
Yeah, since he became smart, he forgot what it was his purpose in life.
I feel
Hey,
like I
like-
should rob you, soul.
I think he just
Trust
lost
me,
his
it won't work.
purpose,
I'm
like,
as broke as a joke.
As
I spent
every-
all
What are
my
you
money.
talking? How are you broke? What did you
I
spend 5,000 gold on?
I bought several large real estates in tier.
You're ridiculous.
Anyways.
Sounds like poor investments.
Can
Are you
can
just
we
thinking about-
move on to squashing the gift?
Yeah,
now?
we got some git to kill. You can go
Wait,
back to
no,
tier. We'll take care of this, Taurus. You know.
Taurus, we were fighting a giant purple floating manta ray. The first thing I did was summon a giant statue of myself to power bomb it. And you're just figuring out how ridiculous. Just-
You mean the manta ray that took you guys like 18
30.
seconds to kill?
you can count in your sleep.
Our battles usually take that
Oh,
long.
he wasn't sleeping. Him and Ulrich were doing some activities below decks.
You can count while you're fucking.
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
You finished in 18
Is
seconds.
Ulrich not keeping you busy enough?
We were close to our finish. I wasn't giving up.
You finished in 16 seconds.
No, I was going for a long time.
was
I
going
just
for a
happened to
short
get to the end while you guys were doing your thing, so I was not gonna give that up.
That was the tail end of an 8-hour carousing session. Get it?
Okay.
What I think I rolled a 37 on that, so pretty sure I did pretty good.
You guys roll for it?
Did Ulrich roll 37?
I don't know what she rolled.
She didn't.
Oh, we don't really care what she rolls.
It's not up there.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Not up there.
I get mines.
Okay. I don't know how morally good Taurus is on the Limus scale anymore.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
You approach a ratty old tent that contains a long table and 2 narrow benches. The tables have been worn smooth from years of use. Just outside this tent is a towering half-giant, not quite as big as Taurus, not nearly as equipped as Taurus, but he seems decently muscled, and he eyes you with a bit of suspicion. He's got a heavy weapon, but he doesn't shift or move. He seems to look over at his master here, and if she gives the indication, then he'll bring his weapon to bear, but until then, he'll just sit here and watch. You stand before Danya, the keeper of supplies. She looks up at you after a moment and says, High Cleric of Fire, was it?
Isn't that obvious?
She nods. It is.
And who are you?
Danya, keeper of supplies. I make sure that the goods that are produced here are sold for the highest possible value, made at the lowest possible expense, stored properly in our storage tent, accounted for properly. As one of the few people who can read and write here, that falls on me.
That's sort of the moneymaker, huh? The money keeper.
Yes. A highly educated half-elf, a self-made woman.
And this is your bodyguard.
Yes. Arcus here, quite loyal. Not terribly bright, but he is powerful.
Aren't you concerned here with your business about the threats in the region?
She thinks about it for a moment.
Do you think Arcus could defeat Taurus in an arm wrestling contest?
I haven't seen your Taurus in action. I've heard he's a champion in tier, though, isn't he?
He is.
I think he might be retired, but
I just said the funniest joke ever while I was muted, but I'm not gonna say it again.
All right.
Thank you.
Do they have the N-word in it?
No, it was like it was perfectly timed, but now that it's
Now it's not.
The moment has passed.
yeah, it won't be funny anymore.
All right. Arcus is powerful, but your giant is at least 3 feet taller than he is, so I don't know. Probably not.
yeah.
So you're saying yours can't be Taurus? Is he admitting defeat before the fight even starts? Not the sign of a gladiator, if you ask me. And trust me, I know gladiators. I have Taurus on my team.
I don't think Arcus is a gladiator.
He's not. He's a bodyguard. And it seems like a bad investment to put him in a fight he can't win.
Yeah, and don't you have your own powers?
The powers of money counting.
Can I try to taunt him into letting this happen?
I mean, you can taunt him if you want. You might piss him off, though.
Oh, damn. I can't do it like passively aggressively. They're just gonna start fucking singing.
No, you can say what you want. We'll see how it goes.
I feel like the passive aggressive insult is either just gonna be take it. To insult him, you'd need to be direct enough that it's obvious.
Right. He's got an intelligence of 8. He might not even understand what you say to him.
So I gotta speak. Oh, I know exactly. I've had Taurus before the time. I know how to do this. You don't think you think big guy, man? I didn't know you were scared of big guys. Are you scared of all big guys? So if a big guy came running, and attacked her. You wouldn't defend her against big guy? Terrible, terrible bodyguard, you.
He buffs up and he says, "Would fight to defend Danya."
Yes, but you're scared of the big guy, yes? My big guy?
Scared of no man. Arcus is strong.
She says you're scared of men, and I think you not like big guy.
He grunts angrily and sits back down.
Yeah, that's what I
Stop taunting the poor giant.
And-
Leave him be.
What kind of how much supplies do you think this city can produce? Do you think there's any chances that you could be part of a market of a bigger city?
As a trade outpost, we do well, but mostly because it's a big open area here. We would not do as well in a city where the competition is established. Also, we're free men here. We prefer the agency we have. We don't want to be under the thumb of some Templars.
Well, yeah, there's always Tyr.
Yes, we've heard of the free city of Tyr.
Yeah, we were part of that group at a time. We've seen some people die from the Sorcerer King that was sucking their souls.
A long, dangerous trip to Tyr, though.
What do you think
We
of
get it.
this city? Do you think that you're able to defend yourself for some time? Because
It's not a matter of defense. They're gonna starve.
Danya is going to ask you a pointed question. Are you here to fight on our behalf?
yeah, I believe so.
Then we shall
Right.
surely be victorious. I will spread the word that I think that we should stay and fight, and I'll support you in your efforts. If you have need of our supplies, allow me to offer our water. She points at the basin of water. There's not much there, but you should be able to drink your fill here.
Yeah, we can maybe replenish.
If you need rest or if you need food, we can offer you meals and a place to sleep in one of our rooms here.
No, I think
I could be
you
one of those things.
I
don't
think you can.
it's very
don't
much
think-
necessary that we dip into their food and water supply. They're already kind of short as is. I think it's much better if we can maybe get some more of the steel spears.
Make us a go plate.
So,
Really tall.
What? The offer?
having said her piece, Danya is going to get up and excuse herself. She will retire to the entertainment tent in the commons area where she will speak with the others. Arcus follows her out. Thump, 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 thump. Arcus is going to walk up to Taurus and say, "You strong."
Is that a statement or a question?
Well, this can only lead to good things.
He bumps into you to test if you are moved by his weight. Nat 20 strength. Let's see. So Arcus has a 21 strength, so that's plus 5. And he's proficient. And he's level 7, so that's another 3, I think. So 8. He gets a 28 to push you. Taurus, does a
24.
does the 28 push you?
The 28 does push me.
Ah.
24 is what I rolled.
Okay,
I was
so
expecting that.
so Arcus butts up against you, like just sort of shoulder checks you to see if you budge, and you do. Probably because you weren't expecting it. Do you do anything back?
Do I do anything to the guy who just bumped me?
You go just check.
First of all, I'm gonna do an intimidation. I'm gonna do a straight up intimidation,
All right.
and I'm gonna see if he is at least shaken at all. 11.
An 11. Fortunately, he has
not-
a charisma of 10, and he's not proficient in anything, so an 11 actually beats him.
I was about to say, soul falls to the ground at your feet after hyping this man up. That I was borderlining on Glaze.
So I did something. It was a very very weak something, but I did something, and he's like, oh shit, well, maybe he's not a pussy.
Okay. Arcus backs down and
Oh, I have a plus 22 now. Oh.
What?
So I had a
What was you gonna say?
26.
yeah,
Listen, when Archer's back
pretty
down the
close.
road,
You
that's
only
what
missed
I
it by 2. So Arcus will back down and hurriedly follow his boss Danya over to the entertainment pavilion.
That's what I thought. You better run.
He gonna get fucked up next time.
He just got taunted by Soul so bad, like he needed to prove his manhood.
Next time you try that, at least commit to it. Yeah, I say that.
But he felt good that he pushed you and it worked. So he doesn't feel weak anymore.
Yeah, he pushed somebody from behind.
Considering the someone he pushed is Taurus.
Who
I
is
think he
3
could-
feet taller and probably 400 or 500 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah, it's like he walked up behind him and he felt his back muscles twitch, so he didn't want to do anything too crazy.
He only got me by 2, guys. And I wasn't even paying attention.
I can't believe you have a +4 in intimidation. Are you sure that's right?
Taurus, give the poor bastard some. You know what? I'm gonna give the big guy a pat on the back for a job well done.
I'm gonna tell Taurus. Yeah,
You
give me the
slap his
hype
ass on the
man.
way out to his boss.
You
Yeah, give me
cheer
the
him
hype
on.
There you
man.
go.
Pay me with the money from that gem mine.
I didn't hear what you said. One
I
more
said,
time.
give me the hype man. Just pay me with the money from that gem mine.
I don't have a gem mine.
Yeah, he never followed through on that.
You should follow through on that gem mine.
He said he
Oh,
will.
what? Gem mine. Yeah.
So there's a new gem mine in the works, which you initially started funding. So that's your gem mine.
Oh, I have a gem mine.
You're starting to have a gem mine. It's under construction.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have like so many free workers.
I think 3 of you invested in it, right?
I said, and I
I
quote,
couldn't.
I'm gonna have so many unpaid workers. Why are you looking at me like that?
All right, who do you go to next?
I guess we'll go to this one here. Jolan.
All
Keeper
right.
of Wages.
You find Jolan, the keeper of the wages, in another similar tent.
We'll take the group. Swarm is stand.
Okay. Every major noble house has many needs to be cared for. Jolan took care of his master's finances. So he's counting coin, jotting down notes. He's an older man. He doesn't seem to be a warrior of any kind. The only weapon on him is a little dagger at his belt that's probably just used to open letters. Although he's wearing some padded armor, so he's not completely defenseless. So Jolan is going to say that I don't think we can afford a war. The losses we would take would definitely be costly, and I'm not sure our business here would recover. We should relocate to a safer locale with the resources that we can carry on our backs. And we can return at a later date and recoup anything that's left behind if it's still here to be recovered. Better safe than sorry, I say.
Would that also lose you money?
Indeed. A loss of material goods is preferable to a loss of life, though.
Are you a coward? Never mind.
You twat.
Whoa.
I'm an old friend of Tenpug, and my word goes for a lot.
That response, it's like, it's better that we material losses matter little in the face of the loss of you a coward.
Anyway, he's pretty influential among the Tenpug band, being one of the first members, and if he says that we should get out of here, people will listen.
Well, if we end up dealing with the Gith, will you return to the temple though? or would you rather just stay in wherever you evacuated to?
This area has been more and more dangerous. If we were forced to leave and move to Nibene, I doubt we would return to the area.
Hmm. Would Nibene even be open to accepting refugees? He's already also fighting a war, on multiple fronts of that.
Nibene is willing to accept traders. They've never stopped traders from entering the city in the past.
Well, fair enough. As long as you have, if you guys are safe, that's mostly what matters.
So he wants to run. Nobody wants to convince him to stay?
I want to try to convince him to stay.
Okay.
I think you did very poorly at that.
No. I wasn't even trying. What's this guy's name again?
Jolan, the Keeper of Wages. He pays everybody when they've earned their share.
How old is he?
He is an old man.
Oh, damn. He's probably gonna die if I convince him.
Boy.
Okay, I changed my mind. This is like an old guy. He's not gonna pose any.
My father.
He says, we can't possibly hope to hold out against the Gith warband. Adventurers or no adventurers.
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should convince him because if he leaves, then maybe a lot of other people might leave with him.
Maybe we could pay off these Gith. What kind of bribe do you think they would accept?
Whoa, so you're sounding a lot like a coward right now, man.
I don't think they're interested in just getting paid. They seem to want a lot more.
Let me talk to this guy.
Yeah.
You're offering to pay your would-be murderers like some type of. Never mind.
You don't really understand how diplomacy works, do you?
I actually do. I'm just really bad at it. Normally, people just look at my face and I say a couple of smooth words and they listen to whatever I have to say.
Oh, you might want to try expanding your diplomatic repertoire.
I'm actually a pretty high-ranking member in tier. I'm actually the only noble in this party, like legitimately. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have fooled.
I'm a
Probably him.
part
actually.
of Nibene's court, though.
Are you sure? Sure you didn't just get that shit the title?
You know, something like that.
But go ahead.
When you grow up.
You're going to talk to him instead? Because Soul just thinks this guy's a pussy.
Well, he is. I mean, he's definitely not a warrior. He's wearing the lightest armor and carrying the weakest of weapons.
Yeah, Soul can't take this guy because he hasn't met this big of a coward in his adventures yet.
He's a named character with no class levels.
Yeah, please understand that fighting entire armies at once is not a normal person thing to do.
Uh-huh.
It usually requires a bit of specialization to be able to do that by yourself.
I do not fault Jolan for his opinion, and I respect him.
Okay.
I will try to convince him to stay, though.
To say.
Give it your best shot. Persuade the man. He is fearful. I'll zoom in so you can see the fear in his eyes on the stream. Look at that fear in his eyes.
His eyes are
Hold on,
bulgy.
switch back to the stream. Give me a second.
He's so scared that he only has 3 fingers on each hand, like a Simpsons character.
He bit off the other two.
That don't look good.
It looks like someone's like coming to the table asking him to pay up.
That's weird because the lighting would imply that like someone else is like he looks like a seer, but he's like in jail. But okay, so oh, that was weird. So why do you think you're doomed?
Okay, well, as I've said, I don't believe that a handful of artisans and craftsmen can possibly hope to hold out against a Gith warband equipped with steel spears when we have nothing but a bunch of artisans' hammers, cudgels, clubs, pieces of wood shaped into pointy implements like javelins. What can we hope to do with such basic weaponry and minimal armor against dangerous Athasian Gith? I know that an Athasian Gith is maybe no more dangerous than a raider, but they are numerous, and they have no care for the laws of man. You can't bargain with them. They'll kill us, they'll eat us, they'll take our belongings.
You're considering it wrong. You are craftsmen. You have the ability to craft your way out of this situation.
Yeah, make better armor, make more weapons.
Fortnite.
No, I was thinking make traps.
Traps.
Use that ingenuity of yours to outthink the Gith.
I mean, traps are mostly mobile, though.
Then get creative and make some mobile ones.
Spikes on wheels.
He thinks about it, and he says, "Traps, you say? That gives me an idea. I'll have to think on this."
I nod and continue on my way.
He's changed
I'm
from
not
nowhere to undecided.
Not sure if the Gith will wait for them to build a bunch of traps, though.
I don't think the Gith are gonna wait for them to leave either.
Yeah, but if they're leaving, at least they're on the move.
I wonder if Sulla could help with the trap idea.
Oh, he's done
Nice.
thinking.
Is Sala like a poison person? Who's Sala?
Oh, the infirmary over there. And he points at the other tent across the way behind you.
Wait, how would an infirmary help with traps? I'm kind of confused.
Oh, Sulla's an alchemist. Many traps employ poison gases, explosives, things of the sort.
What were the jobs?
So your
of the
plan
Gith
is when they storm the injured tent, you're just gonna burn and gas everyone inside.
I don't think they would put the traps in the infirmary tent, Soul.
I was hoping not, but he's quiet, so
I
What were the
expected
jobs of
more
the people that
intelligence
we
than
talked
mobile.
to up before now?
Okay, so there was the Master of Coin, there was the Keeper of Supplies. You talked to Tenpug, who is the leader of this band, and he requested that you talk to everybody of importance in his camp to help them decide.
Okay, my brother asked a question. What?
Who?
He says that you said he was the master of wages, not coin.
Yeah. Keeper of Wages is his official title.
Okay.
I'm thinking Game of Thrones. Master of Coin is like on the small council in Game of Thrones.
All right then.
I've been watching a lot of
so-
Game of Thrones videos.
That being the case, then, hang on. Did the master of wages I don't know, do a? Could the wage man do like an inventory on what supplies they have that could be used for defense purposes?
Well, Danya is in charge of keeping track of what supplies they have on hand in the storage tent. You already talked to Danya. She's already agreed to help you with whatever supplies she has.
Can I how do you test people for sorcerer powers?
You can't really.
Yeah, how do you tell if someone has them?
They have to do something and then you can detect it. Like when you cast a spell, a detect magic will detect that a spell was cast recently in that area.
So you don't know unless they.
Well, also a defiler gives away their presence by defiling all the plants in the area. That's like a dead giveaway.
Doesn't quite help.
But preservers, as long as nobody sees it, they can get away with casting their spells.
Hmm. All right, continue. Anything else?
You gonna go to Sala's tent? Talk to the infirmary person?
Yes.
The party moves to the next tent. Here you'll find Sala. Let me find the entry here real quick. Sala's tent. The infirmary. The furniture in here looks like it was made for a child. There's a little bench, a small table, a slim shelf, all are littered with vials filled with strange fluids and salves. Rolls of white bandages can be seen along with needles and very thin thread. There are also other small cutting tools laid out carefully on clean linen. You find Sala here. Sala is a halfling. You haven't seen a halfling in a while.
Oh my god. Why is it so not
Sala looks up, rolls a reaction, shrieks, pulls out a holy symbol of water and holds it out like warding off a vampire towards Grimorn.
Lol. I'm just gonna walk over to her and try to convince her that he's not going to hurt you, and if he freaking tried, he'll deal with me.
All right. The
You
halfling.
tell him, bitch. You tell him.
The halfling calms down a little bit. What you want, big man?
Oh no, he did it.
Nah, fuck that. Grimorn
Wait,
is gonna hurt you and he gonna have my back. I don't say that. I don't say that. If that wouldn't believe.
Can you zoom in on the picture of Sala?
Okay.
Mm.
There's Sala.
What I was.
That is a
Like
bad
Nazi
joke.
about-
No, that is not a halfling.
Are you mocking Sala's beautiful beard, full head of hair, wide, yellowed eyes, big nose, gapped teeth?
Yep. Go ahead, Ringside. Yep.
Anyway,
Nah, bro, continue
I'm-
white knighting.
my logic. No, I'm still standing by that. I will freaking smack him if he tries freaking messing with the water clerics. But So what are you? So you're the healer, yes?
Sala is good healer. Heal in Tenpug's band for many year. Heal Tenpug's missing arm.
Wait, you? Ow!
Healing salve made from tree bark. Prevent nasty green.
Did you put his arm back on?
Oh, arm cannot be put back on.
Okay. Are you for or against fighting the gift?
Do what Jolan say. Jolan's smart.
Okay. Well, if we fight the gift, we want you to help make some chemical traps.
Chemical trap. Throw thing go stinky stink.
Yes, but more like burny flesh.
Oh, burny flesh. Very bad if tree round. Make fire, burn trees. Sala no like.
Do you have? I don't know. Let me hope here. Do you have some sort of anti-gift potion?
Anti-gith potion. No such thing as anti-gith potion. Stabby spear, kill gith.
Okay, well we don't have enough stabby spear, so we need a solution to that problem.
Eat gith, tastes like oily kank.
How would you get rid of the gift using your chemicals?
Gith can be poisoned. Many thing poison gith, same thing poison other.
Could you like create some sort of I don't know, a bucket of poison that you launch like a catapult or something?
Make bucket of poison, have bucket of poison already. He kicks the bucket.
Wait, why do you
Poison
know that?
sloshes across the ground.
Why do? Whoop. Yep.
The contents aren't ruined now, right?
No, they're fine.
Okay. So could you like bottle that, and then you could just throw it at the gift?
Maybe.
I like you.
So Sala seems to wait for what Jolon has to say, and Jolon simply nods his head and says, "Do as they say, Sala. Whatever plans they have, try to enact them. I think the provisioner has also offered to supply whatever material goods are needed."
To be completely upfront and clear, we're fairly confident we could just destroy these goons on their own, but we would
Yeah,
rather
we're like really powerful. We've shown our fair share of godlike being. A lot more you would
we
hope.
would rather you all be capable of self-defense. We have some other business here.
Well,
Well,
poisoned simple weapons are more effective than unpoisoned simple weapons, so if they poison all of their weapons, that would give them a little bit of an advantage in a fight.
Alright. I'm a shush now.
And they have a variety of hunting traps around that they could probably employ as well. Maybe they could dig some pit traps, that might work. They're getting some ideas. Sala and Jolon brainstorm a little bit. He's still sort of in the undecided category, though. Who do you go to next? You haven't talked to Teva the Wise. You haven't talked to Umor the Poet.
Who's otherwise?
All right, you go to the front, to the first tent.
You guys also have a lot of wood. You could put like spike traps and maybe cover the spike in poison.
Yeah. All right, so you find the carver's tent. Inside this tent, you see many beautiful statues of wood and bone resting upon shelves built into the temple wall. Tiny splinters and flakes cover the floor, and many stools are carelessly laid about for the workers. Here you're going to find Teva the Wise. She's influential as a sort of wise woman in the group, a shaman of sorts. She's got a Tyrian accent when you approach. She introduces herself.
Makes me think she looks weird. Please zoom in.
Okay. She's just a kindly old woman working on a statue.
Hello.
Probably has a bit of a delay on the stream. You should be able to see it soon.
I can see her. Wait,
All
is
right.
she working on a statue? She looks a bit like a statue to me, actually.
She's sculpting away, crafting. So is everybody here. All of these craftsmen crafting things of wood and bone.
Well, I will say hello.
So you notice right away she's got a Tyrian accent.
Somebody from Tyr, what do you think about all this running or fighting business? I would assume you'd be
Wait.
more on the fighting side since we kind of fought our own battle against
I was
Calic.
going to ask a relevant question to that, actually. Were you around during Calic's reign?
She has sort of a coy smile and she says, "I'd rather not talk about it. I don't think we should fight these Gith. War is never the best option. So much death. Better to run than to stay and fight."
Yeah, if you keep doing that, you ultimately don't have much of anywhere to run to.
Hey, Ninja, what's the difference between private and semi-private lodging and communal lodging? Obviously, communal would be like
So in fantasy novels and stuff, the difference would be like you go to an inn and they have the common room where there's just a bunch of cots around a fireplace and everybody's in the same communal area. Then a semi-private room would be like maybe it's a room, but maybe it doesn't have a door, so you can just walk in and out of it. And then a private room would likely be sort of like the upstairs room that's got a closable door with its own bed and furniture and tables and stuff in it. For sometimes the private area is even like for like a drinking hall for a guild to gather, that sort of thing.
So I get the private and I get the communal now. Ninja GPT, can you explain semi-private a little more?
Semi-private. Well, I don't really know. I mean, it's just semi-private.
You're good. No, I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, that was really the best
Semi-private
example I could think
It's a 2-bedroom room where you share with somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. 2 beds instead of a common room with like 12 in it.
No, it's just an idea. You know, it's semi-private. It's like it's probably a room that you rent for a group.
Yeah.
And
well, like a lot of hotel rooms are doubles, so it could be like that.
Like a
medieval,
hospital.
like medieval time. Like a lot of people would just sleep in the same beds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, it just gives you a little bit more of separation.
It's like a hospital. Like you got multiple beds, you got your roommates, but then they put like little curtains up. Like there's still other people in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in here. The thing. So I made the chart from the Strongholds book, and then I went to the next page in my Google Sheet, and I already made it.
Okay. Redundancy. Nice.
Well, like, as in, like, I made it before, and I forgot I made it before.
Oh, the one from the other game, the Forgotten Realms game? I remember that.
Well, no, like, it wasn't on the same page, it was on a different page, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I've already made this exactly the way I just did again.
Oops.
Like, almost the exact columns and everything.
That's wild. And you didn't think, hey, I did this already?
I felt like I'd done it before. I was like, I need to do this. And I didn't see it in there. And so I started doing it at the bottom of the sheet instead of a new page.
I do stuff like that sometimes. It's really an organizational problem. You're just like putting things in spots and then forgetting where they're at.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
Yep. I know the feeling. Okay, so this woman has secrets and she's opposed to war. Who wants to ask her questions in order to convince her?
So, is there any specific reason you don't want to go to war?
Roll an insight check, Tarot.
So we're resting here? Is that all?
Well, I was in that one, derp.
All right. She doesn't want to answer your questions. She brushes off your questions and changes the subject to something else.
What else is there to freaking talk about?
Craftsmanship among the various sculptors here. Maybe there's an interruption by some of her underlings. They ask her some questions, and she takes the opportunity to answer them and then not get back to what you were talking about.
Alright, I'm gonna cede the floor to someone else.
J-Rod, this is sort of your forte. You want to hop in there and do something? Do you want to roll an insight? J-Rod. Wakey wakey. Wakey bakey.
I'll do an insight.
Okay.
Since I have wisdom. You miss. Huh? Lag it. Let's see. Let's give it a try. Roll 16.
Okay, you get the impression that she has the bearing of a Templar of Tyr, a former Templar. She may have fled during the last days of Calic as one of the Templars that abandoned the city when you were initially trying to gather forces for the war and you had talked some of the Templars into coming back. She might have been one of the ones that had abandoned the cause and fled the city in search of better places to live, winding up here.
Tell her, don't you miss your family in Tyr?
She's sort of taken aback by the question. She says, "Yes, I had cousins. I wonder whatever happened to them."
They might still be alive.
The times under Calic were dangerous. Many people died.
Aren't you interested in going back since we freed the city?
I'm gonna send a sending spell to. I'm not sure who would know about that. I don't know, Korganard. See if he can find out, since he's himself. It's a very simple request, but I don't know who else to ask.
Yeah. All right. Well, he can do some divining. It'll probably take a while.
You seem to
Alright,
be.
well,
You look like you've handled some of the powers of Templars before.
Oh, no. I have no power.
Of course, they've been taken away when the Sorcerer King was killed.
She has a knowing look on her face, but she says nothing.
Well, if you're interested, the city is back and it's free now. You might still have some people out there. Templars have been working to protect the city as police, as kind of a protectors of the citizens and keeping control. Temple of Fire has been growing and growing, and we've helped a lot of those past Templars that lost their powers.
Sure. Well, I think this may convince her to go back to Tyr, but it's not going to help you accomplish the task of getting them to stay and fight the Gith here.
Well, we at least have a wise woman.
I'm still going to leave her in the no war category.
Burp. That's good.
Last is Umor the poet.
Good try, though.
Across. Let's go see the poet. Don't you want to write some nice story? That's Sol's job here. He's a bard, probably.
Okay. You enter the entertainment pavilion in the common area, and here there are several people gathered. You've got Danya, the keeper of supplies, sitting at one table with her half-giant looming just behind her. You've got Linth, who's still enjoying her drink, sort of leaning against the wall over on the other side of the tent here. On the stage, Umor the poet. He is engaged in a song about an epic battle, and he's singing about brave warriors entering the battlefield sword in hand, bravely charging towards the enemy, and with a mighty swing cleaving the head from his enemy, and the cheers, the uproarious cheers of all of the adoring fans of this champion of what is right and the nationalistic glory of whatever city-state they happen to be, like, in the story. It's unspecific right now because you kind of walk in the middle of his story, so you don't know really how it ends, but it seems to be at the climax of the story where he's talking about these great battles. And then when he ends his song, he'll end it by saying, "We should stay and we should fight. What could be more glorious than a battle with the Gith? These subhumans need to be put in their place and destroyed with the power of our might."
Okay, well, I technically agree with him. He's just incredibly unpleasant.
So Umor obviously is on the side of war and thinks that we should stay and fight already. You don't need to convince him of anything.
Could we convince him to not be racist?
Against Gith, he hates him. He'll explain that he's lost family members to Gith raids, and he'll never stop hating the Gith.
Well, I was gonna say, what did the gift ever do to you? But no, now it's completely redundant.
Didn't we help that one guy with the dragons or something, or halflings, when it was like super racist? I guess
Yeah,
technically we had to kill
you did.
halflings.
The woman sitting across the tent gets up from the table and she walks over to the group. She introduces herself as Linth. She's got a thick Nibonese accent, and she says, "What brings y'all here? What do you be doing here in Tenpug's temple?"
Why is the Nibonese accent a southern drawl?
Why not?
All right, fair enough. We're here to convince you to fight for your homeland.
It sounded like a Southern Irish accent.
It's a glorious battle, like the poet here. Interesting, interesting. And who are you? You sound Tyrion.
We are indeed the champions of Tyrion. To be again, in the interest of being completely honest and straightforward, we could probably destroy them all ourselves. But A, we have other things to help deal with, and B, we'd rather not have to come back here when this happens again.
Hey, Joe. Roll an insight.
I got like a +2.
+2, do you want me to roll it?
-2? I don't remember. Hold on. I'll tell you. -2.
Ah, excellent.
What happened?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Wink, wink. Oh, I'm about to fall asleep, guys.
So, Linth is going to ask if you're here to fight the Gith. She doesn't want to see any of the artisans get killed, and she thinks if you're here to fight the Gith, that would definitely help. Strong mercenaries would turn the tide.
I tell her I'm here to slay their masters.
Ah.
Their champions.
Going after the leaders, I like that. That's a good gumption. Well, you should know that they are just to the east.
I asked her some of the same questions that I had for the historian. Maybe she has more experience with them. I want to know more about the Gith and their ways.
She seems like she doesn't care much for the Gith. They've never mattered before now, and something has changed, but she doesn't know what. But this is highly unusual. They were more of a nuisance before.
I explained to her like some of the things that I learned from the historian.
Yeah. He didn't have many answers either. Like, there is definitely a mystery. The regular things that people know about the Gith don't seem to apply to whatever this current situation is, or this is a situation that is out of the ordinary in some way. Somebody has intervened on behalf of the Gith and made them a tool, a weapon that they can turn against Niboney.
I asked her if she thinks it's Golg or Humanu or...
It doesn't seem like something the Gulgans would do. The Gulgans are a little more direct than that. They don't tend to have proxy fighters. They tend to directly confront their enemies. The Gulgans are hunters. They take a lot of pride in the hunt. They like to do things personally. The glory of the hunt and all that. She seems to have quite a bit of disgust for the Gulgans. Old, bitter hatreds that are sort of decades in the making, as the two sides have been fighting sort of a Cold War for many, many, many decades.
Well, this is very helpful.
Linth seems to know a lot about the location of the Gith camp, and she'll point it out on a map. This is where we think it's at, if you're headed that way.
Why do you think it's there?
Well, that's where it's been spotted. That's where they've been gathering.
Sounds like a trap.
It could be. It'd be dangerous to go after them there at their own base. But it'd also be dangerous if they came here. Many of our artisans could be hurt. I don't want to see these artisans hurt. These are good people here.
What's this person's job?
Oh, I'm just a traveler. Just passing through.
I see.
You traveling all by yourself?
Yeah.
You'd have to be pretty tough to do something like that.
Oh, me? No. I'm not tough at all.
Are you at the very least stealthy?
She gives you a wink. I can avoid notice when I need to.
Okay.
Lady gives me suspicion vibes. Although I might just be reeling from being betrayed by that Naga.
Yeah. The golden Naga wasn't so golden after all.
I could do brain reading, but that's for more urgent circumstances.
True. It's also considered incredibly rude, and you'd make an enemy immediately.
Yeah, I don't...
Well, he can request to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody agrees to that. Unless you have really good reasons.
Hey Ninja, with my passive perception of 22, do I notice if she just has like a dagger or any other kind of like small, possibly hidden weapon?
Well, you don't really need to look hard. She has a short sword at her hip.
Yeah, okay.
Just hanging there in plain sight. Doesn't look special. It's not a very big weapon, but it seems functional enough, and she seems like she probably knows how to use it. She's got some muscle on her arms.
Is it like a bone sword or is it a metal?
Yeah, it looks to be made of bone.
Yep. Well, I'm not gonna consider her like a fighter type person then. But anyways, how many more people should we talk to?
Well, after talking to everybody, you should go back to Tenpug and see if you'll decide.
Let's go back to Tenpug.
Okay, so Tenpug, he was undecided. Thren, he's with Tenpug. Raxkin, he was undecided, but he's been following you all around, and since you all say fight, he has changed from undecided to fight.
Hey, Prius, you don't think you could give all these guys some sort of blessing of fire?
That probably require a big sacrifice to bless that many people.
So Tiva was not convinced. Omar wanted war to begin with. Roy, I don't think Roy was convinced, was he? He still wants no war.
Convinced him of something.
Jolan was convinced. Sala is with Jolan, so Sala was convinced. Linth was initially for no war, but now that you're here, she thinks if you can handle it, that would save the day, so she'll change her vote to war. Follow the Huntress is undecided. She doesn't want to really chime in. Danya, the Keeper of Supplies, has agreed to fight. And Arcus is with Danya. So he has agreed to fight as well. So 0, 0, 1. Minus 1 brings it back to 0. 1. Minus 1. hang on a second. Losing count. 0, 0, then it goes up to 1, then it goes down to 0, then it goes up to 1, then it goes down to 0, then it goes up to 1, then it goes up to 2, then it goes up to 3, then it goes up to 4, and then it goes up to 5. Okay, so Tenpug has been convinced.
Hooray.
The overall vote has convinced Tenpug that we will stay and we will fight and we will hold out. So Sala has gathered materials, and they're going to begin carving stakes and digging pits and poisoning the stakes and covering the pits with materials from the tanners. And they'll build a defensive area around the entrance to the temple so that if the Gith do come here, they will fall into pits, and then the militia will go to work stabbing them in the pits with spear weapons that they have with reach. And that will be that. So the stay and fight move has passed, and Tenpug Temple will be secured with whatever materials they have available. And you've already provided enough food that they can hold out for quite a while.
Hmm. Good for them. For standing. Is there anything that Oren can help with his poison abilities?
If he has poison to offer them, it would be stronger than the poison Salah had on hand.
Yeah, but is any like poison? What do you call it?
I mean, he has the ability to craft poison. I don't know if he has any
Yeah.
on him.
Is a poison? What is it called? The ability to he has a poison ear or whatever. The feet.
Yeah. Does that add to the DC? I think one of those added to the DC.
Yeah, I think it adds to the DC of the poison itself, and I think it's also like easier to craft the poison so it doesn't fail or something.
Yeah, he could definitely help, I suppose.
Yeah, he's a specialist in poison. So. What else do we have? I wonder if our airship could help as well defend from the air and shoot from the air.
Air support.
Yeah.
It could be dangerous, though. You've just had it repaired.
Yeah. Well.
Besides your one fire cleric on the airship, do we have any other more offensive stuff?
Ballistas, I guess. That's mainly it.
Okay. Are they able to repair all of those, by the way? Or just the ship itself?
The heat metal prevented anybody from using your siege weapons, but it didn't actually do damage to them.
Okay.
There was one other thing, but I need to look something up. I had Oren sneak around and investigate something. And I was going to report what he found to the party. Except I don't know what it is. I might have to get back to you about that. He did some snooping and he found something out. But he's not here, so I'll get to that at a later date. Alright, so if everybody's ready, the next step would be moving on the Gith. And the Gith have their camp out to the east.
Yeah, let's kill the motherfuckers.
Yeah, where did my Gith horde bag go? It is hiding. I'll spawn a new one. All right, so flying on your airship, you approach from the air. You come in from the left side of this map here. This will be the Gith camp, which has Gith hordes and Gith elites.
Okay. That's the new map.
Alright, so it says, you creep in the cooling night, the sand passing smoothly under your airship. After several hours of travel, you come across your objective. From flying over the broad dunes, you can see the Gith camp stretched out beneath you. There are watchfires that ring the camp, and in the dim shadows you can see the skulking forms of Gith creeping about. The tents display the standard of 3 tribes, though in the darkness their symbols cannot be seen. The camp is large. There are over 200 Gith. Who knows how many Gith could be lurking in these tents spread all over the camp, but just laying around the campfires, you can see there must be at least 200 Gith. Numerous hordes. There's a pretty large war party. It says the blue-green watchfires of the Gith forces illuminate the lower entrance to the camp. Built on the largest dune available, 2 Gith are on duty. One of them is asleep and one is staring at the mesmerizing sand patterns created by the wind. The Gith throws a cup of foul-smelling liquid on the fire with a splash and a hiss. The liquid covers ebony rocks in the fire, and blue-green flames leap skyward. He seems drunk. He lays down.
Hey, Taurus. Taurus? Oh, wait, he went to sleep, didn't he?
It's late, and the Gith are not very watchful, and it's dark, and they don't see your airship, so you're just sort of looking down, seeing them laying around their campfires.
Could someone kidnap me a gift?
Orin volunteers to kidnap a Gith, and he says he's going to need some time, but he can make it happen.
Excellent. Well, we'll know what they...
All right, so some time passes, and you've captured yourself a Gith. What do you want to ask him?
I'm not asking him anything. I'm just going to dig in his brain and get the answers I want.
All right, you dig into his mind. He rolls a save. He fails. All right, the Gith doesn't know much. His commanders told him, "Now is our time. The Gith shall rise. Enemies of the Gith shall perish. The masters from beyond have come. The Uber Gith. They lead the way. The Gith shall rule."
Oh, that's not good, actually. Well, I'll have to tell Taurus the bad news. He can't kidnap the Gith. He can't kill the Gith leaders because the Gith leaders are in frickin' space.
Yeah, you figured it out, huh? You're dealing with Space Gith.
Is that why they have steel?
I guess so.
The primitive Athasian Gith are being helped out by full-on Space Gith.
Which seems rather out of character for them. You'd think they'd just racism and kill a bunch of things for fun. But I guess even the used degenerate Gith still count as the master race.
But they still think that the Gith should be the masters of Athos, as they should be the masters of every plane they enter. So even though they only have this this deformed primitive stock to work with, they still want to conquer this plane like the Gith are usually trying to do whenever they enter a plane.
Just to check, why? This place is terrible.
It is terrible, but they're already here, so they might as well conquer it.
Frick's sake. This is just the devils again. It's like, why do you want this land? Because it's land. but it's terrible land. And
Hey, not all of it. Some of it's kind of nice.
So these group, how big are they?
Well, I have several horde markers, but each one of these hordes is only like 12 gith. So just imagine multiply these by like 50.
Oh.
Well, maybe not 50. I don't know. That math is wonky. But like I said, there's like 200 gith here that you can tell just by counting.
Okay, so maybe like 18 of them?
Sure.
So, fireball?
maybe not.
We gotta kill them.
Yeah, but let's like get them in one area first. We can bomb them all at once.
So this is also a gigantic map with 60-foot squares, so they are spread out over an absolutely massive area. I don't know what this is end to end. Let's see. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I mean,
7, 8,
could we just
9,
spark
10.
a fire in the middle of their camp and then, like, I don't know, maybe they all run to try to go put it out and then they all group in a small spot and then you fucking burn them?
I could bring a firewall to go across their camp.
It looks like about 600 feet across, the size of their
Nah,
camp.
It's too big. We gotta go down and kill them.
And it would be a slog. There's tons of them, and they might overwhelm you, flank you, surround you.
This is every speech.
So the Gith are not individually that strong, but just because there's just so many of them, it does pose a bit of a challenge here. Like, what do you do with this many Gith? And if you start fireballing them, they might just scatter and regroup elsewhere.
We could send tourists for an afternoon out with the missus.
I feel like we're missing a few people, though, and we should probably put off the actual battle until next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you're
was gonna
right.
say,
Pretty
I
almost
kinda
nine
want to maybe
anyway.
go to sleep. I gotta substitute tomorrow.
All right. Well, I had fun, and I hope you liked my little Tenpug's temple setup. It was no combat. It was all NPCs and social interaction kind of stuff, but
Yeah, this was a nice time.
I feel like we get to do more stuff when we're not in combat turns, so.
That's true.
And there were some interesting characters here. A few of them had secrets. One of them a former Templar from Tyr. One of them from Nibene. One of them a halfling from the Forest Ridge. It's an eclectic and interesting group. They even had a Thrycreen.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I love his name too, Chickachackle.
That is a nice name.
Chickachackle. All right, well, I'm going to end the stream there. Anybody have any last words?
No, not.
All right.
See you guys next week.